Section 7.2 is going to be over a system of equations with three variables. We did two variables already. It's the same process, but it takes quite a bit longer. Really what we want to do whenever we kind of start doing this is I want to eliminate this guy first, then eliminate this guy second, and then you see that I'll end up with like a little small two variable system there on the bottom, and I'll solve it and then back substitute all the way up to the top one. Okay, so that's kind of the process. So whatever we need to do to eliminate this guy first is where we're going to start. So you can see that I can use any equation I want. I'm going to use the second equation to help me. So if that second equation is 2x, I need this guy down here to be negative 2x. So if I do that, I like to talk my way through this. I'm not doing anything with the top equation. I'm not doing anything with the second equation. And I'm multiplying everything in the third equation by negative 2. So it's negative 2x, negative 2y, negative 2z, and negative 4. And then when I add those two together is how I'm going to eliminate that guy. Okay, so I'm going to go to the next page and show that step. All I'm doing is adding those two together. So top equation stays the same. Second equation stays the same. And the third equation, we're adding those two together and replacing it. So that's first one gives me 0. Then I have y plus negative 2y, which gives me negative y. Then I have negative z plus negative 2z, which is negative 3z. And then I have 2 plus negative 4, which is negative 2. Okay? Now I need to get rid of the guy in this position. So I want to multiply everything in the top equation by 2, making that 6 up there, and then multiply everything here by negative 3, making that negative 6. So when I do that, the top equation is going to be 6x plus 18y plus 12z equals 6. Then we have negative 6x minus 3y plus 3z equals negative 6. And then I have the bottom equation staying the same. Okay, so when I add these two together, I'm replacing the second equation. Now at this point in time, what I like to do is go ahead and revert the top equation back to what it was originally, just so we're not making our equations have bigger and bigger numbers. We're going to go ahead and simplify it back down, because what I'm replacing is the second equation. So when I do that, I get 0x, then I have 15y plus 15z equals 0, and the bottom equation stays the same. Okay? Now, I'm going to simplify this second equation by dividing everything by 15. You see, if I do that, all the coefficients become 1, 1, and 0 divided by 15 is still 0. So if I do that, I have 3x plus 9y plus 6z equals 3. We have y plus z equals 0. And then negative y minus 3z equals negative 2. And since the y's are already opposites, I can add those together, and then that gives me, if I go ahead and just add it down here, negative 2z equals negative 2, which tells me z equals 1. Then I can substitute in. Let me substitute into the second equation. Y plus 1 equals 0, y equals negative 1. Then substitute both of those back into the top equation. I have 3x plus 9 times negative 1 plus 6 times 1 equals 3. So 3x minus 9 plus 6 equals 3. 3x minus 3 equals 3. 3x equals 6, or x equals 2. So the solution is x equal to 2, y equal to negative 1, and z equal to 1. There's a solution for that system. Okay, so quite a few more steps than a two variable system. Let's do another example. Say I have 8x minus 3y plus 6z equals negative 2. 4x plus 9y plus 4z equals 18. And then 12x minus 3y plus 8z equals negative 2. Okay, so if I want to get rid of that 12x, I'm going to use this guy and multiply everything by negative 3. If I do that, here's what I end up with. Running out of room. Negative 54. And then we have 12x minus 3y plus 8z equals negative 2. Okay, these two guys here, I'll add them together. I ran out of room, I'm sorry. Top equation stays the same. Second equation, I'm going to revert it back like I did last time to its simpler form. And then add those two together, I get 0x negative 30y negative 4z and negative 56. Okay, now I'm going to eliminate that 4x. Since the top is 8x, I can multiply everything here by negative 2. Gives me negative 8x, negative 18y minus 8z equals negative 36. And I'm going to add those two equations. Okay, so adding those two equations gives us, on the top equation, it stays the same. 8x minus 3y plus 6z equals negative 2. Then I get negative 21y minus 2z, negative 38. You can refer back to the other one to see how I got that. And the last equation stays the same. Okay, now I need to eliminate that negative 30y. So the common, or the least common multiple is going to be 210. So I can multiply this guy by 10, this guy by negative 7. Those are large numbers, but you just got to find the least common multiple to get those guys to eliminate each other. So we get negative 210y minus 20z equals negative 380. Then we have 210y plus 28z equals 392. When I add those two together, I get 8z equals 12. And then, so that gives me z equals 12 over 8, which is 3 over 2. Okay, back substitute. Negative 21y, let's see here, minus 2 times 3 over 2. Equals negative 38. That's going to be negative 21y minus 3 equals negative 38, or negative 21y equals negative 35. Y equals negative 35 over negative 21, which is positive 5/3. Then substitute everything into the last equation. 8x minus 3 times 5/3 plus 6 times 3/2 equals negative 2. So we get 8x minus 5 plus 9 equals negative 2. So 8x plus 4 equals negative 2. 8x equals negative 6, or x equals negative 6/8 or negative 3/4. So the solution is x is equal to negative 3/4, y is equal to 5/3, and z is equal to 3/2. Okay, so that's a good stopping place.